important is your health? Would you sell it for any price? Health ministries and more coming up on this week's Mission 360. Hello and welcome to today's program, coming to you from a cold winter's day in New York City. It's hard to imagine that it's nearly 15 years ago since September 11, 2001, when tragedy hit New York City. And most of us can remember exactly what we were doing that day because it was a watershed. It was a day when the world changed for so many people. And it was just another stark reminder of the brokenness of this world. And it's a reminder again of our mission to share hope and wholeness through Jesus Christ to men and women, boys and girls in larger urban areas like this and remote rural areas as well. And on today's program, we'll be seeing many stories of people sharing love and hope and compassion around the world. But first up, let's travel to Rwanda, to a remote area where a missionary surgeon is making a difference.
Yeah, working as a missionary is something that one can think that he really has done something for the Lord. When Jesus was here, he was healing sick people. He was going around to touch them and give them back their health so they can be of witness to Him. Here I am not preaching here, but I am doing my part in healing these people.
Mugonero Adventist Hospital, located in the hills of Rwanda overlooking the Great Lake Kivu, is a 104-bed facility that ministers to the needs of some 70,000 villagers who seek attention annually. The medical work began here in a tent back in 1931, while construction of the first hospital ward took place. As people began to trust the medicine of the missionaries, the hospital expanded to become a nursing school that was established in 1941. Unfortunately, the Civil War in the 1990s claimed some 800,000 lives. Today, a memorial stands at the Mugonero Hospital entrance as a silent witness of the violence that took place inside the hospital more than 20 years ago. Today, the nursing school continues to prepare staff, and missionaries still support the medical work at Mugonero Hospital.
Working here in Rwanda, in Africa, as a medical doctor is something like having a fulfillment of your dreams. Coming here as a missionary and helping people around. Here in the hospital, the most common surgical patients that I have here are those hernias, intestinal obstruction, volvulus. Some are coming with goiter, some with breast cancer. Those masses, they come here and seek for any intervention.
Many patients who come to Mugonero Hospital don't have enough money to pay for proper treatment. So instead of refusing or referring them on, Dr. Jesse finds them a place on the schedule.
So with that patient, I usually just have them on schedule, and when on the table, I will, of course, in every operation that I have to pray before doing it. So I have to pray and then do my best, and sometimes I can even hear myself that somebody is just whispering to me what to do. So I'm happy for that. And most of the time, these patients, they go home with problem solved, and that it's also a fulfillment to myself. Though we cannot just really communicate verbally, but I can see in their faces that when they go out, they smile at me and saying that, thank you, I am okay now.
Dr. Jesse has been serving in Africa as a medical missionary for over a decade. He worked in Kenya, Ethiopia, Democratic Republic of Congo, and now Rwanda. He wants his life to be an example for his children and others as they consider a life of service.
Coming here as a missionary, you cannot get a big reward financially. We don't count the money that we get from time to time, because we know that there's something up there that is prepared also for us, working for Jesus.
Your prayers make a difference in the lives of those who dedicate their time to serve. Thanks for your support of mission.
My guest is Pastor Luis Biazotto, who's the Director of Adventist Community Services here in New York City. Thank you so much for joining us, Luis.
Thank
now,
you.
We're actually in Queens, which is a neighborhood of New York City. Can you describe it briefly for us?
Yes, Queens, New York, it is the city, part of the city that has the most diversity, cultural aspect and language in the world. There's
Wow.
no other city like Queens that has the most diversity community in the world.
Oh, good. And we're standing outside a Spanish Adventist church, and there's many churches throughout this area, right?
Yes, we have different languages, different cultures providing the services for in the worshiping God in this area.
Wonderful. Now, what sort of services is the church involved in?
Pretty much the community services. We try to combine the aspect of providing the needs of the community in terms of what they need, and then we do surveys, and this way we can provide the services based on that aspect. Of course, one of the biggest components that we have is combining health on the services that we provide.
Wonderful. And so one of the things you have is this van. Describe what this van is and
Sure.
what it does.
The van has been around New York for 40 years. We have provided services, checking the blood pressure for more than 1.5 million people during these 40 years.
Wow.
But last year we reinaugurated the van with a component of massage. For example, we provide the services, we check the high blood pressure, low blood pressure. Also, we do the chair massage. Especially in New York, you see the people working all around, busy, and they are stressed. And adding this component has been a tremendous blessing, because the people receive the benefit of the massage, as well as they have time to open their hearts. Some of them we can pray with them, and some of them we can have a good conversation with them. And also is a link in terms of connecting our church members with the community in the mission aspect. And even some people that are not Adventists, they have been receiving this blessing.
What I like is that it's not expecting people to come to us. We're actually physically going to where they are. So describe some of the places where you park this van.
Yeah, we have been intentionally going different parts of New York. For example, we have gone to Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Staten Island, Long Island, but also especially Manhattan. Manhattan has been a tremendous opportunity for us to mingle with the people in their own place. We don't need to invite them to come to our church. We go where they are. We provide the services for them, and they are very happy.
So Luis, can you tell me somebody whose life has been touched through the Wellness on the Go health van?
Yes, we have our people that works on the van, and normally they invite people to come from the streets to go inside the van. But one lady, that lady got my attention because she was walking on the street of New York, and she made a prayer for God, saying that it was time for her to find the right church for her. And then across the street was the van. She was invited to go inside. She received the treatments. She filled all the paperwork. At the end, they have a prayer. And she was invited to go to the church, and that way changed her life, because the van, the health ministry van, was a blessing for her, connecting her with God. And right away she was answered.
Amazing. Well, I would like to look inside this van because I want to see what's happening, but I know it's also warmer in there. So
Let's go inside. Let me show you.
Thank you.
Please, go in. We have Pastor Rodrigo here. He works attending the people, the spiritual support.
I was too cold to even take a book, but let me take one. Thank you very much.
Yes, and also we have Dr. Cristiani, who is helping us on the part of the massage.
Oh, yes.
As you can see, the people, they can hear, they can have a seat, they fill out all the paperwork on the iPad. We can track the names.
Okay, so take me back to the beginning. They walk in the door. What's the first thing that happens?
Oh, they are welcome.
Yes.
They receive the welcome. They invited us to have a seat, and then they can fill out paperwork through the digital aspect with the iPad. Because we track their names, we can have a conversation with them after that. After all, they come inside. They are invited.
Okay.
If you can go inside, you can see that you
Yes.
have the blood pressure equipment.
Oh, yes.
And this way they can. It is interesting because normally around 50% of the people we check blood pressure, they have high blood pressure
In New York City.
New York City, and this is a tremendous opportunity for us to create a connection with them. After that, they receive the massage, and the massage is a tremendous opportunity for them to relax. Especially in New York City, they are very stressed,
Yes.
and this is a great opportunity for them to start a conversation. Normally, after the massage, they receive a prayer, and that is when they open their hearts, when they start talking more, when they start sharing their problems. And this way we can support them spiritually. In other words, we through the health aspect, they open their hearts and we connect them with God directly.
I'm interested, does anyone ever say, no, I don't want any prayer? Very rarely, huh?
Yeah, very rarely. Normally the people, they are very open because when they saw that we don't have interest in bringing them something that will hurt them,
Yeah.
we are pretty much offering them everything for free,
Yeah.
and they start respecting us.
Yes. Now, you have 3 physical centers apart from this mobile center here in New York City, and you're renovating the one here in Queens, and you have a goal to make it a center of influence. Can you describe that for me?
Yeah, this is a dream that started after I read the book New York, the Symbol, and this is Sister White speaks fluently about the importance of having a mission center in the cities, center of influence in the city. We want to connect that property with ministries that will be relevant for the community.
Wonderful.
And this way we can serve them in their own needs. We can have ESL class, we can have health aspects. There are different kinds of ministry that we can develop, focus on their own community.
Terrific, fantastic. Louise, thanks so much for sharing a little bit of what church members are doing here to reach the community in New York City.
Thank you, Gary.
And I'm going to take a break, viewers, because I'm very jealous of this massage right here. And please don't go away because we have a lot more coming up straight after this break. Welcome back to New York City. Next up, we travel to Bangkok, where Doug then tells us more about health outreach.
Hi Gary, thanks. We're now in Bangkok, Thailand, and I'm driving this van that's being used for ministry to serve the communities of Bangkok. And I'm here with my good friend, Pastor Reuben Huliar, and he is the van ministry coordinator for the Thailand mission. So I'm thrilled to hear the updates of how God has been working through this van ministry here in Bangkok. So Reuben, what do you do as the van ministry coordinator?
As a van ministry coordinator, we normally engage with some of our leaders in our mission, and also we engage some to the leaders in the community, and also to engage with the hospital, our hospital here in Thailand.
Okay, that's great. Who are the volunteers that you work with to serve the community when you do the health screening?
Our church members, special way, and also our students from different schools across Bangkok.
Okay. And so what do you guys train, or how, what do you do to train the students and volunteers?
Normally in our training, we give them some information about New Start, and also we train them also how to use the equipments that we are using in the community.
What kind of health screening are you doing?
Yeah, we have blood pressure checkup, and also check the blood glucose, and also we're doing body fat analyzer and the rest of health screening that we do in the community.
Okay. So what has been the response as you have done this preventive health screening in the local communities? Can you tell us a story?
Yeah, in one place last time that we did our health expo, there are some feedbacks from the community. And after our expo, they come to us and ask us if we can do it again next time because they want to hear more about our health education and how we care for our body and a special way in doing in the biblical principle.
Well, that's great, Reuben. I know Bangkok is a huge city of millions of people. So where do you take this van and where do you go into the communities?
You sometimes go in some other Christian churches, and also we go to the mall, and also we go to the community area. We do big scales and small scales in the community.
Very good. So how long have you been doing this van ministry?
The van ministry, I think it started 2010, as I understand. So I think 4 years from this year.
Yeah, very good. I know that it was thanks to a donation of our some church members, the Cheney family. They gave the first van, and then that got us started. And then we were able to then, thanks to the support of our global mission and our offerings, we were able then to buy this van and equip it. Reuben, what are some prayer needs that you have for the van ministry that we can ask our viewers to uplift you in prayer and your team?
If you can include as a special way our people who already engaged or whom we contacted already, please, we invite you to please pray for them, and also our leaders in our church to support physically and financially. We need that, and also we need more volunteers, especially Thai volunteers at this point in time.
Very good. So I know that when I had a chance to work with you earlier this year, we had a chance to go to one slum community, and Onut, I think it's Soi 49, and there we got to see how when we did the health screening, it helped people in practical ways. And so what has been the response of the community leaders as we have served in those communities, including Onut Soi 49? What's been the response of these leaders?
The leaders are very happy about our services that we shared to them, because not only doing free health checkup, we're also educating them how to care for our body, physically and holistic view of the aspect.
Very good. Reuben, thank you so much for following Christ's method of caring for the people in holistic ways, physically, mentally, socially, and spiritually. So Gary, thanks for joining us here in Bangkok. Back to you.
Health is much more than just caring for our physical needs. It's a proper balance of all the various functions of life. The New Start program is one way to teach the importance of basic health principles. Let's see how a couple is using the New Start program.
Hi, my name is Alvin. It wasn't until I needed a miracle that I began searching for something new. I live in the small, beautiful country of Singapore. Tourists come here to view the Marina Bay Sands Hotel or the impressive skyline of the city, and a lot of powerful and successful men live and work in these skyscrapers. I would say that most Singaporeans are comfortable with their lives and feel secure about their future. In Singapore, we enjoy religious diversity and freedom, but many like me can't find the time or feel the need to deeply explore topics of a higher power. It wasn't until I needed a miracle that I began my search, and it happened when I discovered that I had terminal cancer. The doctors told me that I would not live long, months at best. So far, though, I've proven them wrong. I've fought this illness in many different ways, but the best treatment I have found is through a new start. N for nutrition, E for exercise, water, sleep, temperance, air, rest, and trust. New Start. This New Start program was offered in the Seventh-day Adventist Church Union office in Singapore. In the morning, we come for lectures to learn about natural resources that are readily available to strengthen our body's capacity for health. We regularly drink plenty of water and go out for exercise. A walk around the park provides fresh air, and a stretching session gets our blood flowing. It's important to also rest and do everything with temperance, or in proper measure, not too much, not too little. Nutrition is one of the vital components of this course. We learn to choose our food carefully and prepare tasty dishes. When we strengthen our body, it fights off disease for us, and we feel better and live longer. The last element, trust, is a completely new concept for me. It's a natural resource for health that is often emphasized here. Each time this comes up, I become more curious about God, our Creator. There are many important leaders attending this course. Some have traveled from other countries, and I feel privileged to be here. By improving my health, I've learned many important lessons, and I'm thankful for this wonderful program that gave me the tools to cultivate a healthy body, mind, and soul.
Well, I hope that you've enjoyed today's program, and more than that, I hope that you've been challenged and inspired by what you've seen and heard. Around the world today, we see so many mission challenges, from small remote areas through to the teeming megalopolises around the world, where every day the populations are just growing and growing and growing. And I want to thank you for your continuing support for mission, for your personal involvement, for your prayers, and for your financial contributions, your mission offerings, your tithes, your gifts to global mission. It does make a tremendous difference. Before we go, I'd like to offer you this free gift if you live in North America. This cookbook, entitled A Taste of Travel, is full of wonderful vegetarian recipes from all over the world. For Adventist Mission, from freezing cold New York City, I'm Gary Krause, and I hope you can join me next time right here on Mission 360.